Good evening, everyone. Welcome to our YouTube channel, MV Classes. I'm Megha Sharma. Today, we are going to start with the Unit 1 of Code 55, that is Principles of Management. And this topic is also covered in Code 17, that is Management, for the UGC NET 2022 preparations. So please like my channel and join Telegram group so that you can get notifications about the upcoming videos and subscribe my channel. Today we are going to cover the concept of management, definitions from the different authors that which can also be asked in the question paper, previous year question paper, that is which author gave what the definitions of management. And next one is the nature of management and functions of management. The concept of management can be defined as a process of achieving things with the aim of achieving goals effectively and efficiently. Management is referred to as mainly the process of planning, how to organize the people in the organization, do staffing, directing, controlling, and coordinating. Sometimes people describe the concept of management as a leadership and the decision-making technique. Maybe others organization defined as a management as a process of economic resources, that how effectively you can manage in the organization. Mainly it is the process. So process is action oriented. That means you have to plan that how to organize or staffing, directing and controlling, and mainly in the effectiveness and efficient manner so that you can achieve your organization goal. Effectiveness, that is result, what is the end result, what you are managing things. Efficient, that means you have to do the job correctly with the minimal cost. So management is the process of working with people and other organizational resources and mainly to reaching the organizational goals effectively. So we are starting with the definitions of management. The first one is Harold D. Kunj. So he's a famous American organizational theorist. He is also a professor of business management at the University of California. You may not remember that he is from University of California, but you have to remember that he's an American organizational theorist. So he gave the definition, that is management is the art of getting things done through and with people in formally organized group. So mainly it is an art of creating an environment that you have to work in which people can perform, an individual can perform and can cooperate towards the attainment of good group goal, because he's talking about formally organized group. But when in exams, UGC NET exam, questions are frequently asked that who is talking about formally organized group and management of art of getting things done, because management, the first line is the art of getting things done, can also be given by Mary Parker Follett. So don't get confused in this, and you have to remember both the things, that art of getting things done and the formally organized group, that is given by the Harold D. Kunj. So the second one is O'Donnell. Mainly his full name is Cyril O'Donnell, Cyril. He is also given a book that is Principles of Management and Analysis of Managerial Functions. So he's talking about management is the creation and maintenance of internal environment. Internal environment which can be favorable performance creating by the group to attain the stated objective which can be given by the organization. So internal environment in an enterprise where the individual working in group can perform efficiently towards the attainment of group goal. Group goal. So he is also talking about group goals. Harold D. Kunj is also talking about formally organized group, and he is talking about to fulfill the group goals. Henry Fayol. Henry Fayol, everyone knows that he gives the 14 principles of management. So, from the definition point of view, we are talking about that to manage is to forecast and to plan, to organize, to command, to coordinate, and to control. So, you can learn at the that plan ka P, organization, organize ka O, command ka C, and coordinate ka C, and then C. So, POCCC. So you can learn at that at Henry Fayol that give the POCCC. So you can easily learn. So the next one is Peter Drucker. He said that management is a multi-purpose organ that manages business and manages workers and work. So he's talking about multi-purpose organ. Multi-purpose organ that every manager has to perform the various activities. He has to set the objectives, increasing productivity, organizing, and how to manage all the things. What is the social impacts and responsibilities, and how to motivate them, because different employees has different objective, different goals. How to coordinate all the things, or to integrate the people to the organizational goal. So it is the multi-purpose organization. So the next one is Joseph Massey. He gave the definition of management as a process by which a cooperative group direct action towards common goals. So management is a distinct process, mainly consists of planning, organizing, actuating, controlling. So all have to perform and accomplish the objective with the use of various people who has been in organization and the resources. So mainly management have to group, cooperative group, so that you can achieve your objective. So the next one is F.W. Taylor. His name is Frederick Winslow Taylor. So he gave the definition of management is the art of knowing what you want to do and then seeing that they do it in the best and the cheapest manner. So he's also called the father of management. He gave a book that is very well renowned, that is Principles of Scientific Management. So he is talking about the principal object of management, that how you have to secure the maximum prosperity for the employer coupled with the maximum prosperity for the each employee. So all can be do in the very cheapest manner. So moving towards the next definitions given by the different authors. The first one is Mary Parker Follett, MP Follett. So she has given the definition, that is management is the art of getting things done through people. In the first definition we are talking about Kunj. He's and also given the definitions of management, that art of getting things done through people, but in formal group or organized group. But she is talking about only the art of getting things done through people, because she don't want conflict. She is talking that about that direct contact between the employees and managers help organization to avoid the conflict and misunderstandings, because that is the direct communications between the management and the employees. She is an American social workers, management consultant, also philosopher and pioneer in the field of organizational theory and organizational behavior. The next one is Mary Cussing Nile. So he gave the definition, that is good management or scientific management achieve a social objective with the best use of human and material energy and time, and with the satisfaction for the participants and the public. Mainly the core meaning of management is also same, the managing human, technical and financial resources. So every person who performs these tasks, managing human, technical and financial resources, is called manager. So it can be considered as an organized group. When he or she is coordinating with the team, then it is a group. Then it is organized group, that is team. So efforts to achieve the set goals and the targets of the organization, that is management only. Theo Hyman and William Scott. He said that management is a social and technical process which utilizes resources, influences human actions, and facilitate changes in the order to accomplish the organizational goal. Mainly, Human said that management is a process that includes the process of planning, controlling, coordinating, motivating, and staffing. And these all processes are in series and interrelated sequential functions. So it is very important, and the questions are mainly asked that what is given by the Theo Hyman, and options are very confusing. So you can learn by easily specifying the social and technical process, which is given by the Theo Hammond. So the next one is William F. Gulick. He said that management is the effective utilization of human and material resources to achieve the enterprise objective. In this definition, you can learn the effective utilization of human and mainly fulfill the enterprise objective. Next one is George R. Terry. He gave that definition of management as a process consisting of planning, organizing, actuating, controlling, performed to determine and accomplish the objective by the use of people and resources. So many of the authors tell about the planning, organizing, staffing, controlling, but he is talking about the actuating. So what is actuating? Actuating is a motivation or the direction of the subordinates. So you can learn by this that he is only who is talking about actuating. So this one is a Georgia. So the last one is Lawrence. His full name is Lawrence Apley. He gave that management is an accomplishment of result through the efforts of other people. So mainly management is simply the process of decision making and control over the actions of human being for the expressed purpose of attaining which predetermined goals. Predetermined goals, that is stated as a vision, mission, goals, or the managers who determine some of the goals that he have to fulfill by the other people in the organization who work for the organization. So the next one is nature of management. So the first one is management is innovative. How can you be innovative in management? You can add in business innovation, organizational innovation. You can do in innovation in process, technology, marketing innovation, or you have to add the product innovation, strategy. You can change innovation, add in technological innovation. So the second one is management aims at coordinations of activities. Coordinations of activities, that means you have to ensure the coordination between different management team, between different department, that the unity of actions among the employees groups and other departments, because it brings the harmony in carrying out the different tasks, because you have to ultimately achieve the organizational goal, and without coordination it is impossible for any organization to gain the goals. So you have to integrate between this or synchronize between the different departments, then after you can gain your objective or goals. The next one is management is universal. So management is mainly universal phenomena in the sense that they have common and essential elements in all enterprises, because every group efforts require setting objective, making plans, handling people. They have to coordinate between the departments. They have to control the different activities. All these have done. Then after they achieve their organizational goals or evaluate the performance directed towards the organizational goal. So we can say that management is universal in nature. So the next one is management involves achieving result through the efforts of others. Efforts of other, that means that managers have to allot some duties to the other people who is working for the organization, and they have to do efforts. So management is basically the art of getting the things done through others. And we can see in earlier definitions that is given by Mary Parker Wallet or Harold Kuhn's, the definition is although said same things. So managers are expected to guide the organization and they motivate the subordinates, but they want their expected performance by them. So you can also say that management is a social process. The next one is management is dynamic. So dynamic in the terms that they have to make changes in goals, they have to make objectives, they have to define other activities. Just for example, take corona or COVID-19 as an example. So management have to do lots of changes in this era, that they are not prepared for work from home, but they have to do, because they won't become static. They have to be dynamic in this situation, because there are various environment that affects them, such like social environment, economic environment, technical environment, or the political environment, and they have a great influence on the management. So you can say that management is dynamic. So the next one is management is science as well as art. So management is both science as well as art. So how can we say that it is science and art both? Science, it is considered science because it has organized body of knowledge which contains certain universal truth. It can be called as art because they have to require some challenges or some managing activity, or they have to be creative, innovative. to personal positions for the managers. They have to manage the people, so they have to be considered with the art. The next one is management targets at attaining pre-arranged objective. So the main functions of management is same, that they have to get people to work together, that they have to attain some goals for the organization, and they want to fulfill their objectives also. The next one is management is a group activity. How can you say that group activity? Because it cannot be done by single person. In organization, if only a single person is here to work, how can they work? So it involves huge and variety of process to made a product or to made a process. So management is called to group activity because it can be done by various people, and in organization it have to maintain and manage the business environment and structures also. The next one is management is a multidisciplinary. Multidisciplinary involves because it includes different knowledge, information from various disciplines such as economics, statistics, math, psychology, sociology, ecology, operation research, history, because managers can work better by using all these organized knowledge about the management. Last one is management is a social process. So, in all other nature, we are talking about social process, but since human factor is the most important factors among all, because management is concerned with developing relationship among people. Mary Parker also said that art of getting things done through people, but when you maintain the relationship and direct contact between the different people or managers or employee, so that you can reduce the conflict among others. So it is a social process, and it is a duty of every management or the managers to maintain interaction between the people so that it contain productive or the useful for obtaining your organizational goals or organizational objectives, so that you can done with the efficient or effective manners. So our next topic is functions of management. Functions of management that is given by Henri. There are many authors who gave the functions of management, but firstly we are talking about Henri. So Henri gave 5 functions of management. The first one is planning, organizing, then commanding, then coordinating and controlling. POCCC. In definition, we are also talking about the same. So these all are the functions of management. Henri Fayol, you can also remember this name as he is given the 14 principles of management also. He is also considered as a father of modern management. These questions can ask in net exams also. So you can learn this. His management theories is very much renowned, and in early 90s he gave a major influence on the development of industrial management practices throughout the 20th century. So his ideas were mainly independently of other popular management, such as human relations, Elton Mayo scientific theory, or many different conclusions he gave about that. We're starting from the planning. So Fayol said that planning, also you can say that plan of action. So what you have to do. It is the most important matters of every business or every department, you can say that, because we are starting from the planning. So how it is made, and what are your desired goal or what are your desired result, what you are going to do, actions or the stages you are following or the methods you are doing. So in order to create a plan, every managers must have to do some tangible or intangible resources he has. What is the work which are already in progress? What are the trends? What are the future events which can be done? So the features of good plans, if you can please note it down. So the first one is unity. Second one is continuity, because continuity is very important in your planning, and you have to do flexible. Don't become static. So the third one is flexibility, and the last one is specificity. So this is an also, because you have to be specific in your plan, then what you have to do. The second one is organizing. Functions of management, we are talking about organizing. Organizing involves providing everything that is necessary to a plan of action, that you have to organize certain things, that what can be the next, which including physical or the human resources, and what are the activities you are going to do. The third one is commanding. So commanding is mainly the optimum return from all the employees, or mainly it can be done by the managers unit in the interest of whole concern. Mainly commanding, who is giving commanding, they have the competent personnel, knowing personnel thoroughly, because when you are going to the person, you have to well known about what he's doing, or what you are going to do, or what you want from them, then you are going to command. So what are the organizational obligation to its personnel, working with the manager to ensure the unity of direction, because if you are confusing that where you have to report among the managers and personnel, so there is a very much conflict, and what you are planning are not in your route in the, or you not integration with the commanding, then you are at a wrong path. So you have to set examples, perform regular audits of the performance, that what he's done before, what he's doing, and what he is going to do, staying out of minutiae. The fourth one is coordinating. So you have to ensure that all the personnel understand their responsibility. There is no confusion between the planning and coordinating. That what you are planning and they are not ensuring what they want to do and what they have to, what is their responsibility. The resources and activities across the organization work in harmony in order to achieve the desired goal. So you have to coordinate between all among them. Finally, the last one is controlling. So control consists of verifying whether everything occurs in the conformity or not, while they are adopted the plan or not, the instruction issued and the principles established. They are all for planning what your plan. So you have to verify that it is accordingly going or not. Henry Fayol mainly giving these 5 functions of management, which is very much substantial development in the field of management, and you can learn very much easily, because there are many questions asked in the UGC NET exam, that from Henry Fayol principles of management or 5 functions of management. So you can learn by these organizing way, and this can be asked that arrange the sequencing, that when come first, that organizing or commanding or coordinating or controlling. So you can learn accordingly, that first is planning, second is organizing, third one is commanding, the fourth one is coordinating, and the last one is controlling. And it is very easy, because in management you are everywhere, you are learning these 5 points, that is 5 functions of management, which is given by the Henry Fayol. Functions of management, that is given by Luther Gulick. So mainly, many management experts criticized his that he's oversimplified their managerial process, because he's adding the staffing, directing, reporting, and budgeting other than the Henry Fayol functions of management. So Fayol functions of management are mainly accepted by all the management, even today also objected, but you can learn this also, because questions are frequently asked. So planning, organizing, staffing, directing, coordinating, reporting, and budgeting. So the first one is planning, POSDCRB. So make it a note, that POSD Corb. So you can learn easily POSD Corb, that is given by Luther Gulick. Mainly the functions of management is to say that you have to inform about what you need to do or how, so that you can guide your staff accordingly. Here the first one is planning. So what is planning? It is a mainly important functions of management, because it set the pace for all the subsequent steps after what you have to do next. That is plan. It is a blueprint, actually, you can say that, and the roadmap for the future predetermined steps or what to accomplish the organizational goal. So you have to, in this step, you have to evaluate methods and strategy to determine how you will go progress towards your goal, what to do, what you have to do in others also. You have to mitigate errors, or you have to consider both the factors, that is internal factors or external factors. Internal factor, you can consider the people, time, cost, and external factor, that is your competitors, policies, your business environment. So you have to make a sound planning strategy. The next one is organizing. So this can be where you put your plan into action. Organizing is mainly put your plan into action by establishing a system of authority or hierarchy. When your hierarchy is when you're talking about hierarchy in the context of your organizational structure, what your organization is following. So determine the task that you need to complete it to achieve your goals, what you are in planning do. So after planning, you can define an organizational structure that align with your workplace and assign tasks that map to your team skills and abilities, because you have to know what your plan is and you have to map your team, what is their skills, what is their abilities. So you have to get everyone on the same page and then delegate tasks the way you see fit. The next one is, or the third one is staffing. This is a very important functions of management where you have to assign the task that on the basis of team members' knowledge, skills, or what are they have abilities. So in this, you have to be very much careful, because if you hire a new talent for the specific task that require a specific technical expertise, but without knowing the need of the employer, without knowing their expertise, you are assigning this task and you are in very much problematic situations. So you have to assess the need of your employee in terms of their incentive or training or development, and compensations are critical for the success in this step. If you are a good manager or if you are effective manager, then you are going to incite or to evaluate the competency and efficiency of employees. Then you are at right path and you are going in the right direction. If you don't know what your employees is, what has his ability, and you're assigning a big task that you can do it, but he has not capable of doing it right now. So if you give training or development, then he is able to do. But without training and development, he can't do. So you have to know actually what is their skills, what is their competency level. Then you have to assign tasks so that he can do in easy manner, and you have to know their strength weaknesses also. The fourth one is directing. Directing is concerned with supervising your team progress, that your team is progressing towards the right path or not. In this step, you have to keep an open channel of the communication to get the regular updates, or the supervisor get the regular updates from their employees, receiving feedbacks at every interval of time, or when the people who can face problem, you can address them and to improve the performance at this level. If you are gone at the budgeting or reporting level, then you have to problem, because at that level all the procedures can be followed, and then you have create a havoc. So at this stage where they have problem, you can keep an eye on their performance, and they have to navigate their conflict. You have to act as a leader, motivate your employees to take initiative that you can do it, and this can be very easy for that, and he can do or she can do, and motivate also other employees who are doing such work. As a manager, you can give each team member enough autonomy to help them stay motivated and perform without the constant supervision. So beside monitoring your team, you also have to keep your manager and other stakeholder informed with the progress report, so that they can also know that how is the well doing all the employee. So the entire organization should work like a well-oiled machine, you can say that, to achieve your goals in a time effective manner. If you are not doing it that way, then you have take a lot much time, and that can create a very much problem, that you cannot managing all the situations, all the peoples, and you cannot integrate with all things. Then you have that it can affect and on the budgeting process also. Next one is coordinating. In Henry Fayol, we're also talking about coordinating, that you have to integrate all the things, interrelating the various entities and the process of working. The next one is reporting. So reporting includes keeping those to whom the executive is responsible as well as subordinates informed through their record, research, and inspection. So all have to be reported in the certain manner, and it could be written in at the various times that you have to do such things. The last one of the functions of management is budgeting. That is very much important in every system, and that is fiscal planning, accounting, or the controlling, that includes budgeting in the functions of management. So this is the overall the functions of management that is given by Luther Gulick, and it is very important to learn that he is given the pod scope. Mainly the benefits of Luther Gulick that is given by the functions of management is the help to structure and the analyze the management activities. These all are the management activity. You can say that understanding and shaping the environment, it's very much necessary, and this can be given by Luther Gulick. So this is also the functions of management that is given by George R. Terry. That first one is planning, organizing, actuating, and controlling. So planning is the same as all the authors is saying, that is, it is an intellectual process, continuous, and it is a never-ending process, because every time managers do very much planning, and planning is mainly to do in advance and what should be done. So what to do, when to do, where to do, how to do, and how to evaluate the results, all that can be included in the planning. Mainly planning में हम include ये भी कर सकते हैं that what is the organizational objectives, or what are the formulations of plans, or what is the policies or strategies, and what you have to follow, the mainly the procedures and the schedules to achieve the desired organizational objectives. The second one is organizing. So organizing means bringing together the manpower and other resources, that is, you can learn by the 4 M's also, and that is men, machine, money, and material. So this question can be also asked at what is the 4 M's in different exams, maybe not in UGC net or another exam which are related to HR. So these all 4 M's, when you are putting them into the working order for the achievements of the objective that is laid down in the organizational objective, one of the author, that is Louis Allen, who can define also that the process of identifying and grouping the work to be performed, defining and delegating responsibility and authority, and establishing the relationship for the purpose of enabling people to work most effectively together in accomplishing objective. So you have to, in organizing, you have to identify the work to be performed. You have to classify or grouping them, because you have to do work in a group. So you have to classify, assign these group activities to the worker, to the individuals, to the established structural relationship also, to delegate authority and the fixed responsibility also. So the third one is actuating. Actuating, that means moving the subordinates to action. It may be described as directing also. The manager has to direct others, that are the issue order or the instructions to the supervisor. Manager give instructions to the supervisor, that is actuating. The last one is controlling. So controlling mainly means to check the functionings of all the works, that is going in the right manner. Controlling, that is, you have to set the standards, that is, this is a specific standard that you have to follow, and comparing actual what you are going through. So mainly जो काम चल रहा है, जो प्रोसेसिंग में जो काम है, उसको हम जो डिफाइन था हमारा प्लानिंग में, उसके थ्रू हम कंपेयर करते हैं कि व्हाट आर एक्चुअली दे आर गोइंग थ्रू, and then there is any deviations. So when there is deviations, then you have to take the corrective actions. So this is the question that is asked in UGC net exam, code 55 in 2018, that who has given the system theory of organization. So the first one is Lawrence Peter, Frank and Lenian Gilbert, Elton Mayo, and the Chester Bernard. So you can mark answer in the comment section also, and we can discuss this question in the next class. You can mention if you have any query regarding this session. I can do in next session if you have any problem. So thank you and have a nice day.